Welcome to the Bold Life School, the show that empowers you to elevate your life and to step into your full potential. I'm your host, Jamesyn, and this is where ambition meets authenticity, where you'll find the tools and inspiration to grow, evolve, and thrive. Each week, we dive into powerful topics that challenge the status quo, whether it's to break through limiting beliefs, navigate life's transitions, or embrace the bold moves that push you beyond your comfort zone. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome to episode 17. Living boldly means taking big chances, winging it a little bit, just buying the tickets and saying, let's go. Living high off life, making shit happen, that's what it's all about, isn't it? But what happens when plans go sideways? I arrived in Miami after booking this conference. No doubt this would be a great conference. It would upskill me at work, giving me some insights into the area of our business that I don't get to explore as much. I was looking forward to learning from the mouths of potential customers. In addition, hey, it's Miami. This is a win-win travel destination, am I right? Here I was basking in all the glory of opportunity, feeling so grateful to be in a position where my company would allow me to upskill, to grow, where going above and beyond to stay on top of the industry was free to me. But then reality hit. Well, I've already showed up in town with a stank attitude. After a hard day's travel, I did not have the opportunity to eat or drink, so it did make sense that I was a little irritated when I arrived. Delays, traffic, people not using their turn signals, stuff like that. Nothing insurmountable. It did feel good because I recognized this in myself and I was able to turn it around, shift my perspective. I was wondering, what is with the negative attitude? You have all of this opportunity. Let's enjoy it. So I didn't let it all get to me. Settled into my hotel. I walked over to this really fantastic Mexican restaurant. I'd found it on OpenTable. Somewhere along my travel, I was looking it up. And it was everything and more. Great vibes, cocktails, people, the food. It's called Coco in Coconut Grove if you're ever in Miami. So went there, enjoyed my time, got a good night's sleep, not having any idea of what was in store for today. So I already had this nagging feeling that something was wrong with the event because I'd been reaching out to the event's organizer twice the previous week. I wasn't receiving any updates, which I thought was weird. I'd been regularly checking my inbox, searching for information since the event website, it didn't have very much. It listed the location as this acronym, which when I looked it up, it said it was a church, which is kind of weird for a medical conference, but okay, well, it says this is the place, right? So tickets were already purchased. No news must be good news, I thought. Well, except for this morning, Google took me to 3 different locations. And I was confident that when I finally arrived at the third one, that had to be it, right? I was already cooling my jets, just thinking, hey, you know what? I'm getting some scenic tours of Miami that I wouldn't take otherwise. But I showed up to the third venue, vacant parking lot. Okay, so now I knew it was definitely time to search up the actual phone number where I could reach a human and talk about what the F was going on with this event. So after getting a couple people, I got to the right one and come to find out the event had been rescheduled to several months out. Still no date, still no location. Dumbfounded, I soaked in the news with a almost scarily blank mind. A little heat around my heart center, but I wasn't in rage, was not freaking out, was maintaining my composure. I mean, after all, I had just traveled across the nation for this conference today, which isn't happening. I'm thinking, the way that all of this panned out, it was mostly their fault. Very poor communication. and somewhat my fault. Uh, I did actually receive an email back from them saying that it was rescheduled until TBD last week, but I didn't get that because it was in my junk folder. I certainly didn't receive the email that they professed to have sent in June saying it was canceled. Was not anywhere, including not in my junk folder. So there was no information on the event website, of course. I feel like this could have been clarified a lot easier. Maybe if they had put that info on the website, perhaps asking for confirmation that we knew of the cancellation. I don't know, but I also know I didn't get this mystery email. Nonetheless, I did not overreact. I didn't rage. I said, well, let's just pause here. I'm going to call you back another time and talk about the fact that I want to cancel. They say, no canceling. Oh, we can transfer your credit to a different event. Well, my company already paid for this one and there is no event. So I want a cancellation. But I figured, let me wait. Let me just get back to my hotel and I'll think about this later. It was almost an out-of-body experience in that I saw myself as a third-party observer, sitting here in the car, finding out this news, being in an absolutely mind-fucked situation. I just felt numb, actually. I do feel proud that I was not responding in the way that I feel most people would want to respond. But I was pretty, sort of just like numb or I don't know, maybe handling it well internally too. Reacting to external problems with grace is the goal. But shouldn't I be mad? At least maybe at myself at the very least. What happens when we don't get angry when things go wrong? Is it right? I don't know. I mean, I'm just defeated, tired, and I don't want to get back on a plane. I can tell you that with this trip gone so awry. I literally just got here last night. Sometimes when we make bold moves to better ourselves, it doesn't always go smoothly. Sometimes it's an effing disaster. Personally, I don't mind being here with no conference. However, I do feel like I let my business down. Are they paying me to fly to Miami with no event? No, hell no. I feel guilty about making a mistake that impacts others. I feel harried. I feel stupid. And I feel human. I know that I need to just get up and dust myself off and probably get home sooner than planned, which was only tomorrow evening. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, and sometimes circumstances are just that. They're out of our control, or they're mistakes. Maybe they're even our own fault. Maybe it's just a strange turn of events, a whacked out way of the universe telling us, ha ha. Right? Sometimes that's just it. And we have to roll with the punches and try not to let that latest smackdown ruin us. Maintain our composure, take a pause, and get right back on the horse of life. I just wanted to share with you as I ponder this and my next steps from my hotel sofa. There is a silver lining, and that silver lining is that I'm looking out in a really nice view of the boats on the harbor in Miami. Why this happened, I don't know, but I'll get through it. If you enjoyed today's episode, head over to theboldlife.coach for more resources, join our community, and start living your boldest life today.